All right. It says we're live. So. All right. Welcome from the Crossroads of America. Talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience in the chat or by email at rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page, PayPal, and all that other good stuff in the info section below. All right, got that out of the way. Right now, we just got in the chat. We just got Buck and Jason Stewart right now. Oh, Raphael's joined us. I forget. YouTube has this little lag of about 30 seconds, if that. But anyway,
a little bit, and then people got to watch commercials if they pop up.
Yeah, true. That is a pain in the ass. It really is. I hate watching the commercials. I mean, I hit the skip button as soon as I can. Because it annoys the hell out of me. I don't think I've watched. That's a lie. Sometimes if I'm looking at an email or text message on my phone, I'll let a commercial play on YouTube. But otherwise, hit the skip button. Anyway, so far my panelists is I have Jason Stewart. How you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good, Rick. Good to see you. Good to see everybody out there.
Yep. Then we got New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing all right. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yep. So we're good. I said, everybody, it's Saturday afternoon. People have things to do, so I don't, they'll be coming in hopefully. But I was, I didn't do any shooting this week. Why? One, it was cold. Two, I just wasn't feeling it. I know that's kind of weird to say, but I felt that way before and gone shooting anyway. And to me, it was just a waste of lead because I couldn't hit the goddamn broadside of a barn. I just wasn't, I wasn't into it. So this time when I said I'm not really into it, I went with what I'm telling myself. So I didn't go. So, but I have plans to go next week because we got a new, as I was mentioning the other day, my buddy, by moving a few things out the way and putting the target slightly uphill from where we're sitting, or it's we got 130 yards now, and by the looks of his backyard, I mean I went over his backyard. I went over his place the other morning just to sit down and BS. And he was showing me the new target, and he can get. He reckons he can go back if we go uphill slightly. Mind you, we'll be shooting uphill. That's the only bad thing about it. But he says we can go 150 yards by going slightly uphill on the side of the mountain. So.
Yeah, but if you're pointed uphill, and if you miss high, it's gonna go 200 yards, 300 yards.
Oh no! I mean, we're talking. It's I mean, it's. I know where he's. I know where he's doing it. It's. It almost goes straight up after that.
I shoot uphill a lot. I think it's an advantage actually, especially with longer range because you're more likely to see your round fall short. Obviously, start off careful, but shouldn't take long for you to figure out where you should be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have no problems if we shoot high. It's just going to bury itself in the.
Okay, I didn't know you had a hill behind you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I was thinking more about like it leaving your property and going toward other people's property.
No, I mean no. I mean I understand. No, it's a. He lives on the side of a. Well, I mean you can't call them mountains because we're in Indiana, but it's a mountain for here.
Well, hell yeah.
On the side of a hill. I should say he lives on the side of a hill anyway.
Put that target right on the hill as far as you can get.
Yeah, yeah. So I plan on going over there. Hopefully, it's meant to warm up this week a little bit. Well, when I say warm up, get back up in the 40s. So I'm more like go shooting again this week. You know, I want to shoot my because I said I reloaded 45 Colt and stuff, and I want to practice some more of my 380. And of course, I'll take the AR-15 with me. You know, shoot a couple of magazines out of that. Which, by the way, if anybody notices my one behind me, hanging on the rnldisplays.com wall mount, you know, go to their website. When you get the checkout, type in Rick's Life and you'll get 15% discount. Oh, Buck said, my landlord is clearing out all around my house so my range will be wider and more yards. Well, that's good. That's good.
That's landlord of the year right there.
Damn right. I wish mine would. I mean, I could set, you know, if my landlord would let me do it, because I got a berm right behind my house. Mind you, we're only but my range maximum 15 yards. You know, from my back door to the berm. So there's a couple of big terraces, really, that behind my house, because at the very top is the church.
Most laws require that you're at least 500 feet from a dwelling. So even if it is your own property, I mean, I know people, and I've been a person to shoot off a back deck before with no problem. But you know, legally, depending on the law and where you live, that could be an issue.
You are a Debbie Downer. You really are.
I'm just trying to keep you out of jail, man.
Yeah, they got that stuff here too. It's even if you own a property, it's 100 yards off of the road, okay, and it's like 100 yards from a house. And I believe if it's a school or a church, it's more than that. It comes to like 1,500 feet or something if it's one of those.
Yeah. Now, if you're on your own property and you're shooting off your own back deck, right? I mean, is your property counted as one of those properties you got to be 100 yards from?
No, your house doesn't count. You got to be 100 from a neighbor's house.
Oh, okay.
Or 100 from the road, and of course you're not allowed to shoot across a road.
Oh yeah.
But still, all in all, you got to have a berm. You know, it can't leave your property, obviously. But
yeah,
I do believe when you said there was a church, I think around here, if it's a church or a school, all that jumps up to like 1,500 yards or something.
Yeah, well, there is
1,500
feet. Well,
feet.
when I say there's a church, there is. I mean, the berm at the top, at the very top of the, because it's my yard goes about 15 yards. Then it has a sort of like I don't know, 7 or 8 foot like berm terrace. Then it goes flat again for about another 7 or 8 yards. Then it goes up again. Then there's another terrace up top. Then there's the parking lot. Then across the other side of the parking lot, for my actual house, I would say the church is at least 400 or 500 yards from my back door. You know, but the parking lot is at the very top of my yard, the backyard. So I
Well,
guess
just for a
it has to
general
be the
rule,
church.
I'd recommend everybody check your local laws before you just go shooting out in your yard.
Well, I'm
Not
not going to go
stating,
shooting out
I'm
my yard
against
anyway.
it. I just, for your own coverage, it sounds like every state might be a little different, and I'm sure within townships and different. I mean, there's obvious rules to things like that or laws, so it's probably best to look into your personal area.
in general, it's probably okay to shoot from a church to protect it, but don't shoot at a church.
Yes. Oh, Gunpowder Beauty made a very good point. She says that firearms need love too. And if you get them a display from R&L Displays, they really know you love them. So there you
Sure.
go.
Way less likely to get violent too.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. So, all right. Anyway, so I'll just drive. Actually, to get to my friend's house where I shoot with him is because everybody knows. I mean, the first year or two I was here, I would shoot down the Conservation Club, which is 4 miles down the road. Well, not even that, less than that, a couple of miles down the road. But my friend's house is about 4 or 5 miles away from me. But it's always nice to go shooting with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So you can sit there and bullshit and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Shoot each other's firearms and that kind of
Can be
thing.
fun. Challenging, unexpected things come up when you're with
Yeah.
somebody else. So, and if your friend's a real friend, you can actually practice some actual training or something. And they can call you out when you're too slow or you do something wrong and work towards improvement. So, it's benefit there of another person, not always just to hang out and have fun. You kind of, help each other to achieve personal goals.
Very, very true. That's very true. But I like hanging out and having fun. I don't like to suck the joy out of it. Oh no, I totally understand. You're right. My friend and I, we sit there and bullshit, but we also, help each other out if we think we're doing something wrong.
You could always make a tic-tac-toe target, Rick, and next time you go over there, whoever wins tic-tac-toe, shooting, of course, has to buy the other lunch.
Oh, no, steady on. That's getting a bit much there.
Friendly competition.
Yeah.
That's why Squib never comes around, because he'd owe me dinner.
Hey, Squib, how you doing?
I'm eating.
He's eating your prize, Rob.
Yeah.
Typical.
Venison and potatoes.
So anyway, since people are starting to come in now, we got G23s here, Tommy Gun, Gunpowder Beauty, Buck. They're all starting to show up. I was reading. I think I mentioned it last week. State of Indiana is trying for constitutional carry again. The bill is being going. I believe it's got past the committee in the House here. So, it did last year too, but it got stopped in the Senate. But of course, I noticed the what would it be, the captain or what of the Indiana State Police? He's totally against it, right? Because he says, how can we tell if it's a prohibited person? Because we don't have a database of that. And somebody asked him, well, why do you want a database of prohibited persons when, under Indiana law, the driver you stop for speeding does not have to tell you that he's carrying a firearm. So why do you need to know whether he's prohibited or not? He couldn't answer him.
Yeah, that's a funny answer saying that anyways. I could ask a lot of things you don't know about people that's out there that you don't check. So what's the difference?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But anyway,
Okay.
I mean, so it's typical.
Wait a
What was
minute.
that?
Prohibited person. Okay. So you pull somebody over, or somebody's not in their vehicle, but you ask for their ID. They give you their ID. You go back to the cruiser. You run it. It's going to tell you whether or not they were in the military, what kind of discharge they got. It's going to tell you if they got any warrants. It's going to tell you if they have any criminal history. It's going to tell you if they have any traffic tickets or anything else like that. It's going to tell you if they've got a personal protection order. It's going to tell you their age, verifying things. If something doesn't add up with what's on the ID card and what it says about the person, then at that point you might think that they've got a fake ID or something else like that. Their computer in their cruiser is going to tell them all the things that will let them identify whether or not this person is prohibited from having a firearm or not. So why do they need a database? They already have one.
That's what I thought. But of course, I mean, this is where, I mean, unfortunately, the police departments, especially the state police, are not your friends. But it's just, I mean, also, I mean, it all comes down to money, because the state police get the fee, or used to get the fee. See, they don't even charge us now here in Indiana. A permit to carry is free. All you got to pay for is fingerprints, because that's done by a third party. They got a contract here with some company to do your fingerprints, and you got to pay for them. But otherwise, and that's what they're saying. Why in the hell do we need a permit if we're not paying for it anyway? So it's just pointless. So hopefully it passes this year. Hopefully. Then, of course, I hear, is it a political stunt? The governor of Georgia said here, sign constitutional carry that gets through this year. And I believe, there was a couple of other states that are trying for it as well this year. I think another 3 or 4.
Yeah, Ohio should be getting it.
Yeah, so there should be at least half of the, hopefully by the end of the year, there should be at least half of the country should be, I think at least 25 states should be constitutional carry or permitless carry, whatever you wish to call it. And that's the way it should be, in my opinion. But we know this is you've got to win stuff back a little bit at a time. I mean, we can go in this argument all the time, and I agree with you. I mean, we should be able to buy anything we damn well please without having to go through, calling it, was it an NFA item or whatever? We shouldn't have to do any of that, but it's one of those things we got to work a little bit at a time of getting the rights back that's been stripped from us. But I don't know. Anyway, that's what I was thinking. I think there's 3 or 4 states. I'm trying to think, who was the other one? There was another one. There was 2 more I was reading that are trying this year. Anyway, but I think it's a good thing. I really do. And Tommy Gunn wants to know, why does military history show up on a policeman's report when he's running your license?
I'm not sure that it does everywhere, or at least that mine does. I don't know. So, had I've known they knew I was military, but I've also had previous experience with this one officer. So, but prior to that, I'm not exactly sure they actually know. So I'm not sure if that's true in all states or what that occasion is. So, but honestly, I couldn't tell you.
No, okay. All right. And also, I haven't heard the outcome yet, but because everybody was going on, everybody's more interested in the Supreme Court hearing oral arguments on the vaccine mandates, but also they were meant to have a conference on to see whether they were going to hear the bump stock case in the Supreme Court. I haven't heard if they made a decision whether they're going to kicked it on down the road or denied it. I haven't heard anything about that yet. You know, personally, myself, it's. I think we discussed this before. The only person that gains by anything to do with the bump stock is the bump stock manufacturer. You know, but when you think about it, the actual bump stock does not help the Second Amendment in any way. Really, the actual thing itself. And if we were allowed to own machine guns, you wouldn't even need a bump stock. So there we go.
We can own machine guns.
I know we can. I'm just talking, but because of the way it's set up, it's very difficult. If you got plenty of money, having a machine gun's not a problem. But for the everyday Joe like me, I can't go buy a machine gun every month. You know?
Sure, you could.
No, I can't. I don't even get that. I don't even earn that kind of money.
Well, then go earn it and then shut up.
Yeah. Well,
I agree with Rick. I think they're intentionally priced high to discourage the average person from owning them because they are pretty dang pricey for
yeah.
Really there should be no reason that they are. It's
I
just
think-
because of the extra paperwork and all this
Because
crap.
there's no new manufacturer, right?
Yeah, due to the laws, but I
So
think
supply and
it's
demand raises the price.
They haven't
became
made
like
it in
a
this country since
stock
86.
market in a sense. They're the people that have want it high, and the people that don't. Because obviously the people that haven't got them high don't want to, see the NFA or anything like that get torn down because the value is going to depreciate. So we have people on our own side, per se, fighting against us with that. So I don't think that's ever going to change. And those people are the people with the money because they can spend $15,000 on a gun and no problem.
Yeah. I was reading, I don't know if it's true or not, but I was reading an article. Yeah, I looked it up on Google, so I don't know how reliable it is. But for to buy a machine gun, and I can't remember which one it is, but the cheapest one nowadays, when I looked this up, it was maybe 6 months ago. I think it said the cheapest one is around $6,000.
Yeah, well, Jason Stewart's got handguns that cost that much.
No, but where I'm going is, I personally, I've never had a job where I've earned $6,000 a month to be able to buy one every month.
Problem for me is an M16, which everybody'd like to have. Those are a little more than $5,000.
I'm just saying that was the cheapest one, But you're right, they haven't allowed a machine gun to be made in this country for civilian market since 1986.
You can get a brand new machine gun made today. People misinterpret that. You can get a new one.
You sure?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right. I must have misread it. Which, I've misread things before. So
Oh yeah, bottom line, jokes on them, because I could defend myself quite well with my semi-automatic.
yeah. I don't have a problem with a semi-automatic either.
You know who wants full autos the most? People ain't never shot them.
Yeah,
I've shot a full auto. I mean, to me, it was. I mean, to me, it wasn't. It was over before I knew I started, and I think the only thing that hit the target was the very first round. After that, it was all over the place because I didn't know what to expect. And it gets expensive. It takes you about a few seconds to go through 30 rounds. I done it at a shooting range down in Florida because they had them to rent, so we all chipped.
Shooters World in Tampa?
What?
Shooters World in Tampa?
No, this was outside of Orlando. I can't think of the name of the place now, but yeah. I mean, so it was interesting, but it's right. I mean, I wouldn't want to. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to own one, but I wouldn't want to shoot one on a regular basis.
I take that back. I would like to have a full auto Ruger 1022. That would be a sweet little item right there.
Full auto 1022.
I'd like to own a few. Wish they were, priced like they should be. And as Squib said, I can put in some extra time and pick a few up without a bunch of extra paperwork and crap personally. So I've never liked the idea of people saying, you don't need a 30-round magazine, you don't need a machine gun, or you don't need a tank. It's not about need, in my opinion. And if, the purpose does arrive with a tyrannical government, somebody's going to need the shit. Why not you? So, I don't know, or defense, or, maybe you just want to play with your own stuff in your own yard. That's up to you. So I don't see the problem. It's what somebody does with the stuff. So
I don't see a problem.
I would prefer it was at the affordable rate. And if we chose to do so, you do so.
Yeah.
And personally.
And the government doesn't mind if the Taliban gets them. And hell, we'll pay for it. So where's mine?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. To me, anybody can own one if they want one, in my opinion. They should be able to. But right now, the way the law is set up, it's very, very difficult. And there is machine gun collectors out there who have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars tied up in their collections. They're not going to want to see the law change because their investment would die overnight.
Pretty much what I said earlier.
Yeah.
Those people would be the ones fighting against us.
And everybody on this show could be one of those people if we made better choices in life, but we didn't. Well.
Oh, well.
If they're going to pull something off that NFA list, before I'd worry about fully automatics, I'd like to see silencers come off of there. People's had the big, craze of them the last few years, but the benefits are awesome. and there's so much you could do with them with loading for different calipers. Uh, I mean, that's something we should have. That's got benefits all over for just
Well,
target shooting, for hunting, for indoor defense of your home. Plus, like all the options that opens up for you. That's what I'd like to see come off first.
yeah, but another thing too. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't own any, and you're right. I mean, for hunting, it would be a lot better for thing. But what good is a silencer to you for concealed carry?
Oh well, I don't know if it'd do you very good for concealed carry, but it'd be great for your, inside your home.
You know,
So the assholes you save don't sue you for ruining their ears.
problem is trying to find a way to carry it concealed. that is key. So
So maybe before you spend all your resources chasing down an NFA pipe dream, you get national constitutional carry, and then you ain't got to hide your gun. And then you can put your suppressor on your handgun that you're going to use to engage your target in your driveway, because using a rifle for that would just be a waste. And there you go, problem solved.
yeah, that's a good point. So, oh well. Well, what was I going to talk about next? There was something else on my list that I was going to mention. I can't remember what in the hell it was now. Nope, it's gone. Damn it. It must have been a lie or it was trivial. One of the two.
So next topic is memory loss and shooting.
Yeah. Oh, my. I think it was Wednesday. I mentioned to you guys I was waiting for a phone call about my uncle. He died at 9:00 on Wednesday night. So I did get my phone call. And the state, I'm not sure, it must be the state, because they won't, the earliest, put it this way, his death is under investigation. So instead of having the everything sort of like Monday or Tuesday, his funeral or going to the funeral home, whatever, it's not until next Sunday.
Is this the one that just had the surgery and came home?
No, this is the one that was having Alzheimer's, and he fell over in the nursing home and cracked his skull open.
Subdural hematoma.
And so that's what they put down on the death certificate. So they wanted to investigate how in the hell he fell over in the nursing home when he was meant to be watched all the time. You know,
Yeah, happens a lot.
Oh, it does.
Somebody we know quite well in the ladies' family. They stuck him on a stool with wheels while getting dressed. The guy fell over, hit his head, boom, dead.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, a month later, 2 months later, that's it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's so I don't know what's going to come out of the investigation, but nothing's happening into next Sunday. So that's kind of a bummer, because he was my father's youngest brother. So all I got left now is an aunt. And she was the youngest of them all. And she's 84, I believe, now. 83 or 84. So, she's getting up there herself, He was 86. Anyway, my uncle was. And in some ways, I know it's totally off topic, but in some ways, he had Alzheimer's. In some ways, I'm glad that he it's sad that he died, but to me,
The
it's
suffering's
blessing.
over. The
Yeah,
confusion.
yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but I was going to ask if he had, was full blown. In some
No,
cases, that's
he wasn't full blown yet, but
okay.
he
But I've
was
seen
getting,
that
but
destroy
he was getting
families.
worse. He was getting people who who would go see him said he was getting worse every time they saw him. So yeah. Anyway, that's that. That's totally off topic, but I thought I'd just mention it. That wasn't one of my topics, but I wonder who's going to get his firearms he had, because he had a few.
Here comes the family greed.
But he's got two sons and a daughter, so I'm well out of the picture. So
Well, you could throw your name in there and say, hey, if nobody wants them, let me know.
Yeah, I think I should be. I used to give him rides and stuff. So I might throw my name. Nah, I mean it's something. If they offered them to me, I would take them. But I'm not going to go saying, if you don't want them, I'll have them.
Well, do you have regular communications with these people or no?
No, not with
Okay.
these.
So you'd be calling out the blue, asking for handouts. And
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. They know who I am. Like I know who they are, but do we hang out? No. Do we, talk to each other? No. Oh, Buck's getting a new 1911 today. Okay.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah. That is awesome. New 1911. Anyway, so I still haven't made my mind up. Back to our conversation the other day. What 357 Magnum I should get? Any recommendations? Because you remember I said this year I want to try to get my plane. I want a Henry 410 lever action, and I want to get a 357 Magnum revolver.
How long a barrel you want?
I don't know. At least I would say at least 4 inches. I would say.
About the most affordable, best one that people likes the Ruger, a GP 100. But it's around here. It's kind of easier to find a 6-inch 357 than it is anything else.
No, I mean I wouldn't say no to a 6-inch.
I recommend we save the time and just advise you to buy what you want, because all of us that have been here a while know that in the end, that's what you're going to do anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The 686, if you can find one, is about your best choice along those lines, about medium price range. The only other choice, I guess, there's the Ruger. But I think what really the cheapest you're going to find a decent gun would be like the Taurus. I don't know what those would cost, but I'd say Ruger is probably your starting point, and get a 686 if you can.
Yeah, I disagree with you, Outcast.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think
this is Rick, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to buy either one. He's just going to talk about it all the time.
Oh,
okay. Man, you're in a feisty mood today. Yeah. No, I plan to, but you're right. I might not buy one, but that's my plan for this year.
Thought you planned on moving out.
The what?
I thought you planned on moving out, getting yourself some land. You got a lot of plans, man.
I have a lot of plans. I do have a lot of plans. Whether they all come to, Whether it all comes together is another thing entirely. But I mean, there's no harm in making plans. Hey, the
You know what's good?
what?
Small, reachable goals. Even, if they're small towards a big goal, because then you hit it and there's accomplishment, you feel good. But if you throw a bunch of big goals up and then start failing, you feel like crap. And then you get in a rut and you don't try as hard. Do the same thing, just set smaller goals.
A goal is a plan because you're going to plan to reach that
Yeah,
goal.
but it's actually taking action towards your plan.
I'm taking action. I still do these few things. I mean, like moving, like trying to find some land. I'm still looking for some. There ain't none around here right now because I keep
apologize. Squid paid me $10 to get on your butt.
trying. I figured he did. I'm still. I mean, that's another. That plan, I doubt will materialize. To be honest with you, but it doesn't mean I'm giving up on it.
You had to tell them that I paid you. At least you didn't tell them that I paid you $20 a shill for me. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Yeah. You're both chilling for grip 6 now. So.
Hey, man, that's a good belt. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing it right now.
Well, the rainbow with the rainbow buckle?
Yeah, it's not a rainbow, but anyway, like, I'm not a belt snob, but I'll tell you that there is a difference. And without, like, the big lump in the front like normal, just bending around doing so, you notice that.
But
you really do.
Anybody tried carrying outside the waistband with it?
I have.
And?
Worked fine. Keep in mind, I'm carrying what people would call a plastic gun. So, but worked as well as any of my other belts do. And didn't loosen up because that was my main thing. I was like, there's no way this is going to stay tight. It pretty much locks in place. It might be the death of the belt in the long run, but it's warranted. So, yeah, it's not like it's going to wear out as quick as Squid socks.
Yeah, well, what I was wondering is, will it over a short period of time, will the lip of the belt start leaning outwards? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know about time period. I can't speak for that. I can state I carry with it. I'm always carrying. So, but all my belts over time have done that to some extent. But I'm personally not a fan of the steel core to me. So, it's not something I'd want to get in. These types of belts with the nylon or whatever have worked fine for me for years with what I carry. So, if I carry 2 steel 1911s, maybe I'd feel differently, but I don't. So it works for me. Can't say it would work for everybody, but I don't see any problems with a normal EDC belt as far as one of these Grip 6 belts at this point. So it's working fine for me.
Oh, okay. All right, sounds good. Mind you, I've only had. I mean, I bought. I think it's 3. Called, a gun belt, a leather gun belts, and so what? I've only had them for 5 years, and they haven't. You would still think they're brand new.
Yeah, I've got leather belts that definitely look disformed. They don't look new. So, but they weren't high end belts. They were, I don't know, $30, $40 from somewhere probably. Yeah. So, I would state the one thing about this that I haven't tried that I want to try, but I don't want to scratch up my Prism buckle here. But appendix carry, people that do appendix carry, it may find it actually beneficial and a lot more comfortable if they ended up getting a buckle that was, I don't know, maybe the gray or natural finish, and actually clipped your holster in over the buckle instead of, you know, sliding your belt to the side a little bit so you can get it clipped in there. I guess people at appendix carry would probably know what I mean. Even if you're off, say 1 o'clock, a lot of times the buckle gets in the way. This kind of would prevent all that. I haven't tried it, but it seems like it would be a lot better, and any less pressure, especially like sitting down. That's a disaster appendix carry. But if you're forced to at some point, it probably gives you a lot more comfortability, if that makes sense. So if anybody has one, try it out. Let me know. But I think it's definitely a plus there.
Oh, because how thin it is, clipping your
Yeah, not
holster
just
over
because
top
of
of the
how
buckle.
thin, but because you don't have a connection point in the way too. Like
Yeah.
some of those tactical belts that got the little lock on them that everybody's been buying lately and using, those things are heavy. Like when you start weighing belts out, it's not worth the weight. But on top of that, you got that big chunky piece up there in the front. Well, if you're appendix carry, now you're contesting, you're fighting for space with that, and it's more bulk pressure in on your stomach. Like it normally doesn't matter if you're just bending over for a minute, but if you're actually in a sitting position for a while, it makes a difference. You know, so same thing. I mean, if you're just hopping in the car to drive 10 minutes, you know, you might not want to be in readjust or be in a place where you feel comfortable. You can make that 15-minute drive with a lot more comfort, with less bulk up in that front area, pressing in on your stomach. My opinion.
Appendix carry for me is just a dream. You know? To appendix carry, you know, I would have to wear my pants up so high for it would sit right. You know?
Yeah, well, it's not for everybody in a sense.
No, you got
but
appendix carry. You got to be sort of on the. And people can disagree with me, but you got to be. To me, you got to be sort of like on the medium to thin side to make it work. You know, if you're fat like me, appendix carry just doesn't work. You know, I mean, I can carry inside the waistband my size. You know, on my 3 or 4 o'clock. But I prefer outside the waistband, just a hell of a lot more comfortable. Leather holster, leather belt, because it has give in it. You know? So. Or unless
give
I'm
leads
wearing
the saggage. You know what I mean? Give leaves the warpage and, you know, things sagging. So the only time I've ever had a firearm come out of one of my holsters, I believe I was wearing a leather belt, and it was a leather holster.
As I said, my leather gun belts have never sagged, but I've only had them 5 years, so you know.
And that was outside the waistband.
Yeah, I agree with you, Buck. Buck says the bad guy will be in shock when Rob pulls his gun. He will see the rainbow buckle and say, "What the fuck?"
Whatever works, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I said that's how I carry. I carry leather gun belt, leather holster, unless I'm wearing my look, he's carrying a gun vest. You know, I'll carry it in the inside pocket. You know, it's almost like wearing a shoulder holster, really, because it's right there. Since I shoot left-handed again now, I have it on that side. Actually, it sits about right there, actually, because my vest. Actually, I wore it. Actually, I was wearing it yesterday, and it was only 17 degrees here yesterday, and I even had it zipped up, my vest. It fits, you know. So
I'd add another advantage to belts that aren't leather per state is a lot of them you can adjust fully. It can be more than just a belt, you know, in
I
a
mean, I
sense. It could
like
be a
that.
rigging strap, it could be a tourniquet, and do so a lot easier than, you know, trying to wrap a leather belt around somebody 4 times and get it to stay or something. So, not saying it's ideal. I mean, nobody wants to do any of this type of stuff, but if the option, if it does come up, you know, almost everything bit of your clothing could have an alternate purpose. You know, depending how you know, your style, how you dress, prepare. I mean, I don't know. I've always idolized MacGyver, so I've always appreciated the fact that your socks can be water filters, and you know, your belt could be a rigging strap. Like everything, you know, if you think out of the box, you can do a lot with your stuff. But everything you buy is just for pretty. Yeah, you kind of get what you pay for.
I kind of like those belts that, you know, they click. You know, for one thing, you can get it a better fit because it, you know, most belts, what is it, 1/2 inch between the holes? You know, and you might only want to go 1/4 inch. You know, so those kind of belts have their advantage. I never noticed. Do they make one in leather like that? I have to look.
I don't know. You talk about like the Core track belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Core makes one in leather, but
No. Because why couldn't you put that track system cut into the leather on the inside? You know, I don't know. Just thinking outside the box.
I'm
If
sure
you're
they
talking
could.
about a clicking system, now it's mechanical things that can go wrong, get damaged, get wet, get full of crap. And from what I hear from China, so I don't know if you'd want to take that route.
Yeah. Well, the state of your firearm, you know, you ain't got a lot of room to talk there. All that rust
Exactly.
and
You see how
floppy
dirty
dirt.
that gets in a dang holster. So what would happen to my belt?
Yeah. Yeah.
What if I can't get my pants down when I really need to? Oh,
Now that is a problem.
That's why you need to carry a knife.
and then if it's got a steel core, how am I going to cut the damn thing in a hurry? Oh,
Yeah. And well, that's where you need to carry the multi-tool on the other side. You know, for you can use one of the files or the wire cutters to get through the metal core in the middle. You know. Yeah, that's why you need to carry all that EDC stuff.
it's all perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay, Buck says he has one of those leather core essential belts. Okay, so they do make them in leather. I have to look into that.
Yeah, I'll look into that too.
Yeah. So, all right. You guys got anything else you want to talk about, topic wise, while we're here? You know.
I asked Squib if his dog liked those treats. She ate them all up yet, or what?
I gave her 4 this morning because she chased a fat squirrel out of the backyard.
There you go.
Got about another 4 days before I should probably pitch them, so she'll finish it off in the next 4 days.
Well, could you keep them froze, like freeze them and then, you know, pull a couple out every evening?
I suppose, but I mean, she can finish them off over the next 4 days, and depending on what I'm able to harvest next year, she might get some more, she might not.
Hey, you could always go to your local supermarket and buy just a pig's heart or something. Cut it up.
It's different. I didn't harvest it myself.
Okay. So, do you take your like that dough you had in the back of your truck? Do you take it to a processor to get it cut up, or do you do it yourself?
I go to a processor. I've done it myself. I can do it myself. It's just for my time. It's just worth it to pay them. If things were different, if I had more free time, if I had a better space to do it, and if I had more equipment, which is an investment, then eventually I would break even and then start saving money. But time's probably the biggest factor.
Okay.
I gotta ask, but why won't you clean the knife?
I did clean it.
Okay.
He must have he cleaned it off screen because it wasn't clean when he pulled it out to cut that heart. It was. I'm quite surprised it didn't freeze with all
You
that
just
dried blood,
haven't
with all that blood on it.
seen. You haven't seen the video where it's clean yet. That's all.
Okay.
I shot it last week. I edited it last week. I loaded it into the studio this morning. I'll probably publish it during the week. And you can see that it's clean.
How's the condition? Is it holding up well?
Well, I only gutted 2 deer and chopped up a heart with it, so I haven't worn it out, but it's doing fine.
No problem with the finish on the blade or anything?
It's stainless steel. I don't think there's going to be any problems with it. I think it's stainless steel. Looks like it. You know, as far as getting it up inside the cavity of the deer and being able to slice with it, I'm able to get my index finger behind it and kind of work it in slashing motions to kind of cut the membrane to you know, get everything out without damaging the meat. It's the right length. It's not too long. It's not too short. You know, I know that some people use the gut hooks. I've got one knife with a gut hook. I haven't had a lot of good results with that, so I don't need that sort of thing with it. It seemed to do just fine as far as you know, what I wanted it to do. Now, I don't know if I want to keep the plastic sheets because that does the job, and as messy as it gets, it kind of you know, who cares if I get that all messy? I can just wash it off in the sink with some soap like I did the knife. But I was thinking about having a leather sheath made for it. But then when I'm done with it, I'd have to just take some field wipes or something and clean off the blade before I put it back in the sheath.
That's not a bad idea, Buck. But I don't want to live in the reloading room. You know, Buck says I should Squib Load should let me live in the Squib's basement, where he will have a butcher to clean his deer next year. You know, but don't know if I can. I don't know if I could handle living with Squib. Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say.
I've been working
Every
on
day
getting.
Squid be down like, get up, morning PT, let's go, Rick.
Yep.
Be like, this son of a bitch.
Yep.
yeah.
But see, the thing is, though, I've been trying to work on getting the kids out of the house. I don't need to bring any more kids into the house. So, you know, all right, so here's the deal. My older son gets a place, he moves out, he's doing great, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, cool. There's an extra room. So, excuse me. We had just repainted the room and everything else. So we decided, all right, we're going to split it. It's going to be like a home office for her because she can work from home when she needs to. And then the rest of the time, it'll be my studio. And we painted it green so I could green screen against the wall and everything else, right? Good to go. And then her work decides, you know what? This working from home thing sounds like a great idea. Why don't you just work from home permanently? So she goes to her offices and gets all the stuff out of all of her offices and brings it back home, turns the whole room into her office, and my studio goes out the window. Because if I'm up at night doing live streams from the office, it's right across the hall from the bedroom. It'll be about 3 seconds before she kicks that door in and goes, I'm trying to sleep. So I was saying last year that I was going to start doing live streams, and that was my plan. Was we were going to share it, and I was going to do that, but it would be maybe like during the daytime before work, on the days that she's at the office or something like that. That is long gone. So if I get the other kid out, I still have the issue of trying to do stuff at night, or she's on the other side of the wall on a.
Wait a minute, she's gonna want that room too for her hobbies.
I'm her only hobby. So
No, she'll start collecting shoes that you can pay for.
I have more shoes than her. That's terrible. I'd be on the other side of the wall trying to do a live stream before work, and she'd be in the office on the other side of the wall on a Zoom call with 8 people from across the country. Yeah, I just don't think it would work out. So my dreams of finally doing a live show so I can be one of you assholes is, it's on the back burner again.
Do it down in the basement in the reloading room.
That's not going to work out. That's just really not set up for it. I really want a room with a door I can close. I was going to put a sign up on the wall above the door, like an on-air sign that I could, run the wiring through and have a switch and turn it on, say on air, and just have the thing all set up. Having the wall in the background where I can green screen anything in the background or just do other things with it. Having it, if I'd get rid of the reloading stuff and I'd put up monitors and shit. The downstairs is an open floor plan. It is not a room. That is an open floor plan. So it's really just not set up for that.
Okay.
Maybe your wife should reevaluate her employer. I mean, if there's a problem with a half-dressed man drinking coffee and playing with guns in the background, I mean, yeah, what kind of company can this be?
Yeah. No, I think Sugar Mama can stay where she's at. I kind of like the fact that I've got one that's employed. I've gone the route of having one that was unemployed before, and I walked away with an armband that said "never again."
Yeah.
Well, I just had an issue, Rick.
Yeah.
I just now ordered a large pizza and a large sub and get it delivered. And he told me it was going to be $37.75.
How much?
$37.75. If I'd have known that, I would have ate Roman noodles and went and bought a box of ammo for that kind of money.
I know. I would have said keep it.
I'll eat it for 2 days, but still,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I used to deliver pizza decades ago, and I would have loved to have been able to make that sort of money. I mean, I realize a lot of it goes to the pizzeria, but there's delivery fees today. I mean, there's some serious delivery fees.
Crazy fees.
I was
Back
getting
in
like
the
a
day,
flat
I'd get
rate.
4 pizzas for that.
I'd get a flat rate for every delivery I made, no matter how much stuff I brought, and then I would have to freaking beg for tips. Like some people beg for money on YouTube. And a lot of them people just didn't tip. That's why if I do have a pizza delivered, which is rare, I usually try to tip the pizza guy pretty good. But nowadays with all that, the apps and stuff for that stuff, they got a delivery charge already built into there. And I mean, I don't know, maybe they end up eating it in taxes. I don't know, but they make a lot more than back in the day.
I seen a lady at the a place here, whatever. Seen a lady getting a pizza delivered, and her bill was like 30 something, and the pizza was like, I don't know, $10 or something. Like she paid more for the delivery fee than she did the pizza, because it was one of them service things. And I was just like, to me, that's just crazy. Like, I don't understand it. Like, how the hell do people pay their bills? Like, if they're, and people do this like every day. Like every day they'll order something for lunch and stuff. And they're hitting Starbucks, this and that. And then they go home and complain everything's going up. They can't pay for nothing. Like, what the hell is going on? Who makes that kind of money?
Well, actually, a lot of people make that kind of money. But if you don't make that kind of money, it's probably not a very responsible thing to spend your money on that before paying your utility bills. But there are lots of people that could afford to have that done every single day.
Yeah, but can you afford to do that? Save, still live life, buy new clothes, make sure your
Yes.
kids are dressed and everything. I mean,
Yes.
really?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, I used to work with people, almost everybody in the building made six figures. It was not a big deal to live that sort of lifestyle. Now, I'm not saying that everybody had food delivered every day and stuff like that, but people did stuff with their money. They didn't, and they still invested it, right? Just so their wife could take it later when they divorced them. But, some people work hard, they make good choices, and they live life. It's not unusual, in my opinion, for people to have two houses, right? And to put their kids through college or to be able to afford a lot of things. And these are average people, right? An average person doesn't work a part-time job. An average person doesn't settle for something, that they didn't work hard to get to for very long if they don't have to. They don't. An average person will go for it. But you have people that make bad choices, right? People that have way too much student debt that they chose to accumulate. People that get a college degree in something that doesn't pay. People that keep making bad choice after bad choice after bad choice with relationships or everything else. People that get into drugs, gambling, stuff. There are people like that at all levels. But
Well, you do know average statistically is the majority of Americans that also don't have $1,000 right now to their name, in a sense, without borrowing, pulling something from somewhere and this and that. That's what I mean by who can afford it, like, because that's the majority of people, but yet these services are blooming and people are just handing over their money.
Yeah, but it's not your money, so why do you care?
Well, because the public's mentally ill. I mean, look.
So what? You're not. As long as you're not, what do you care? But yeah,
because these people are the ones going to be taking care of everything.
It's the American way.
And they're all crazy. They can't even budget. Look at it. Look at their country.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
What I need to do is get you out of that New York ghetto and take you around to some upper class neighborhoods so you can throw up as you see these big houses and all the stuff.
No, man. I've literally gotten sick around money like that before. It's not cool. It's not cool.
But these people, you're talking about two people in the house that have master's degrees, right? They've been in the workforce for 20 years. They can pretty much afford anything they want. They worked for it. They didn't just, turn 19 and suddenly the household income is $500,000 a year. There's lots of people that have made good choices, made good investments, made good choices, just gotten lucky. Not everything is just somebody who gets a silver spoon and a leg up in the world because of who their parents were. There's plenty of people that have parents that provide for them and give them every opportunity in the world. And then when mom and dad are dead and gone, they freaking blow it, right? How many companies have been left to Junior and then he totally destroys the company in a few years, right? And all these other things. So anybody can make anything out of themselves. It's just how bad you want it. I could definitely have a lot more than I have right now. I just don't want it that bad. I'm not going to lie about it. Somebody might look at me as an underachiever, and from their perspective, they could be right. I could definitely have a lot more, but I'm not going to sit there and whine and complain. I will tell you that I don't like paying for other people. If your point of view was that these people are living off of your tax dollars, I'd absolutely get, right there with you and say, yeah, I agree. But if these people aren't soaking the system and they're just making poor choices, they're not making poor choices with your money. If they decide that they want to live a master's degree lifestyle off of a Burger King income, that ain't your life to live. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, I would state, if you can afford it, by all means, do what you want to do, in a sense. But most of these people statistically can't afford it. The numbers say so. I mean, they're all in debt. Not everybody, but in general, according to statistics. These are the people in the newer vehicles in mine that are in 2-mile-long lines last year for free food. Sitting on their iPhone bitching and making videos. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting. You know what I mean? It's a mental disconnect of, I don't know, wants and needs, or, what I don't know. This can go on too long. So sorry, I'll just stop. But it's just a mental disconnect to me. I'll leave it there.
what I found, the way I've worked out my life is that I take care of my needs first, and then whatever I have left over, I get my wants. Now, obviously, if I want more, I'm going to have to work harder for it, and I have worked harder for those wants. But there are certain wants that I'm just going, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Like that NFA item. I could go buy an NFA item, but it ain't worth it to me. It's not that I don't think anybody should have them, or any of that other garbage. Hell, sometimes when I hear you guys bellyache about the damn things, I'm like, damn, I should just go buy a machine gun and do a video and then be a total asshole about it and go, see, you can do this, right? But I'm just
You
like,
are
no.
so
just,
that guy,
you know,
too.
I am. I would do it. Actually, there's a lot of times, Outcast, I spend money just because of you. You're out there going, save your money and all that. And I'm like, oh, man, that just makes me want to spend more. But, you know, the thing is, though, you're not going to see me get on my channel and go, can somebody please pay my doctor bill because I was too irresponsible to get health insurance? I mean, fuck you. All right? If I can do it, you can do it. So, yeah, but, I mean, you can't twist somebody's arm and tell them you have to be responsible before you're fun. If they want to be fun and not responsible, just don't freaking give them any money when they come knocking on your door and going, hey, man, I need some money. Be like, nope, should have thought about that. You know, it's kind of like Noah. You know, everybody thought he was a total idiot, right? And then when the world starts flooding, they're beating on the door, and he's going, yep, sucks to be you.
Since you buy stuff because of me complaining, let me just say it here in front of the world. You don't have the balls to prove to the world you could just buy me a Beretta for the hell of it that's New York legal and hand it to me. You don't have the balls, Squid.
No, it's not that I don't have the balls. I don't have the means, because owning a Beretta in New York City is or New York State is a felony, and I really don't want to put you behind bars. Oh yeah,
no, it's not.
Yes,
no.
it is. Yes.
No.
Yes. Oh, you're right. You're right. I'll get the Trading Times and I'll find a 1989 Chevy Beretta for you so that you can have a New York
son of a bitch.
A New York legal Beretta.
See, he's backpedaling, folks. He's backpedaling. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I'll get you a GTU. I'll get you a Beretta GTU because I care, man.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. I mean, I'm trying to think. I make a lot of bad choices. I always have done, you know. Hey, but deep down inside, overall, I'm happy. If that makes sense, you know. So don't have everything I want, but I got everything I need. So anyway, and you don't need a lot to survive, really. A roof over your head and be able to pay your utilities and buy a few groceries and you're good to go. You know, I mean, what you're saying there, I mean, I could be better off. I would have more success. Is that the word I'm looking for? In getting my 357 Magnum or my 410 Henry lever action. Don't spend so much time down at Deb's Diner, because that over a month that adds up, and over a few months, you know what I'm saying. But I enjoy going down there, so I'm willing to make the sacrifice.
You can do damn near anything, but it takes severe self-discipline.
Yes.
Whether it's losing weight, quitting smoking, whatever it is, you know what I mean? You can do it. You just really got to want to. And that's where everybody tends to fall short a lot of times.
You're right. You're right on that. You know, and I fall short a lot of times. You know, was that because just the way I am? Was it the way I was brought up? I don't know. Or I never learned the value of I don't know, for lack of a better, never learned the value of money. You know, I don't know, but I'll keep plodding on. I ain't gonna be around much longer anyway. Oh, I'm 65 now. Well, I am next month. You know, so I will mention. I mean, you know, yeah. What was January? Yeah, next month I'll be 65. And I'm getting so many phone calls, so much junk mail. I mean, even snail mail, junk mail, email that's junk. Because I'm turning 65. They're all trying to sell me Medicare plans. And I'm already on Medicare because of my disability. You think if they looked at the Medicare database, they would see I'm already on it. You know, but it just annoys the piss out of me. You know, wasting my time. All that crap. Yeah. Oh, got the new increase. The new got my cost of living increase from my Social Security. They give me 5.9% increase, and they put up my Medicare by 6.1%.
Yeah, great. That's more out of my paycheck.
You know? Yeah, so I don't want you or your wife to quit work yet. Squib. You know? Because I need you to keep paying my Social Security. Yeah. I don't talking about that, though. Not Social Security itself, but the disability. I don't know what it is. Is it the change in the weather? Or I've done something. But my back is absolutely killing me this week. I mean, I've tightened the brace down, trying to make it feel better, and you know, I've changed my sitting position, and I don't know, my back is absolutely just. I don't know what it is. It just feels bad. But,
Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that, Rick.
yeah.
But I got to hop off here, but it was good to see everybody today. And
It was good to see you. My God, is that the time?
I hope you get feeling better, man.
Oh, I will. Thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah. All right,
You got any
guys.
shout outs and plugs before you go?
No, not really. But, everybody enjoy your day and tomorrow, and be good. And we'll see you later. See you, Rob. See you, Squib.
See you, Jason.
Take care, Jason.
See you.
Yeah. All right. Rob, you got any shout outs or plugs?
No, just obviously the normal. Squibload, check his channel out. Check out the channels amongst each other respectfully. And R&L displays if you're looking to display your firearms. Other than that, have a great evening. Also, G23 normally does a show. I believe it's 6 Eastern. If anybody's interested later, eat a salad.
Yeah. Patriot said my bad back is probably all that extra money from Squib working so hard. That's in my wallet. You know? Oh, sorry. I just thought it just hit me as funny, that did. So Squib, you got anything? Any shout outs or plugs?
Let's see. I got to work today, or I'm at work today to pay your frickin' Social Security. And don't listen to Outcasts. Don't eat a salad, and do not check out my channel because I really don't want anybody watching or any of that other crap. Yeah, everybody have a great, wonderful, cold weekend.
All right. Thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it, Squib. All right. I'm going to wind this up. The cats need feeding. They eat better than I do. I need feeding. And fix something myself because I can't order in $37 pizzas. So I will, not that I don't want to. I could do it, but I would have to give up a couple of days down Debs to do it, and I am not willing to do that. So it's a matter of choices. Isn't that right? Isn't that what you guys keep telling me? So,
Yep.
all right. So I'm going to call it quits. I want to say thank you to everybody for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And, and I will catch you all on. It's all right. My mind went blank there. God, I'm getting worse. I will be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. So I will see everybody then. So good night, everybody. Goodbye, Sabrina.